Set several years after the original film, the Slumber Party Massacre 2 follows Courtney Bates, the younger sister of the first movie's sole survivor, as she struggles with trauma-induced hallucinations while spending a weekend at a condo with her friends. What begins as a typical teen getaway quickly spirals into a surreal nightmare when a bizarre, rockabilly singing killer armed with a guitar drill starts stalking the group. Courtney Bates serves as the emotional anchor of the film. Unlike the first movie's more grounded heroine, Courtney is defined by psychological fragility and lingering trauma. Her friends, played largely as archetypes, exist more as extensions of teen slasher tradition than fully realized characters, but they help reinforce the film's dreamlike tone and sense of youthful recklessness. The driller killer returns in one of the most eccentric reinventions in slasher history. Dressed like a 1950s greaser and wielding a drill attached to an electric guitar, he feels less like a traditional murderer and more like a manifestation of Courtney's fractured psyche. His musical numbers and exaggerated behavior make him oddly memorable, if not outright absurd. His existence is never explained and makes no logical sense, yet somehow the film got made. The plot is intentionally loose and frequently veers into surreal territory. Logic often takes a backseat to symbolism and nightmare imagery, which can be disorienting but also distinctive. Rather than building tension through realism, the film leans into repetition, hallucination, and dream logic to reflect Courtney's mental state. The script is uneven but ambitious. It abandons the feminist subtext of the original for a more psychological and abstract approach. While this shift may alienate some viewers, it gives the sequel its own identity, even if coherence occasionally suffers. Dialogue ranges from serviceable to unintentionally comedic. Some lines feel stiff or exaggerated, but in hindsight, this only adds to the film's cult appeal. The killer's singing monologues in particular are bizarre highlights that stick with the viewer long after the credits roll. Crystal Bernard gives a committed performance as Courtney, convincingly portraying fear, confusion, and vulnerability. The supporting cast is hit or miss, but their exaggerated reactions fit the heightened tone. The actor portraying the driller killer fully embraces the role's weirdness, which is crucial to making the character work. The film is lighter on traditional scares and gore than the original, favoring atmosphere over brutality. When violence does occur, it's stylized rather than shocking. The true horror comes from the sense of unreality and the protagonist's inability to trust her own perception. Visually, the film stands out with neon lighting, foggy dream sequences, and striking color choices. The cinematography reinforces the surreal tone and helps differentiate fantasy from reality, even if the line between the two is deliberately blurred. Compared to the Slumber Party Massacre released in 1982, this sequel is far stranger and less grounded. The original played like a straightforward, low-budget slasher with satirical undertones, while Part 2 feels like an experimental art horror film disguised as a teen slasher. Fans of the first film may be surprised or confused by the drastic tonal shift. So what's our final verdict? The Slumber Party Massacre 2 is not a conventional slasher sequel, and that's both its greatest strength and its biggest flaw. Its surreal approach, musical killer, and psychological focus make it a cult favorite rather than a crowd pleaser. If you're looking for something weird, bold, and unapologetically different, this sequel is worth a watch. Just don't expect it to play by the usual slasher rules. If you enjoyed this review, please like, comment with your thoughts on the film, and subscribe to the channel for more horror movie reviews and deep dives into cult classics.